welcome to the Cold Days Effect. My name is Cold Days, and today we're doing another meeting with Brother Malik right here. Brother Malik, last time we talked about a certain incident that happened in Atlantic City, but get our audience familiar with you. Tell a little bit of your story to our worldwide audience.
Well, first of all, born and raised in Atlantic City, man, in the heart of the ghetto, where there's millions and billions of dollars come through here, and us in the hood, in the projects, in the so-called ghetto, don't see a penny of it. And we forced to create a way to provide and take care of our families or our parents working slave labor to provide for us until we get to the age where we had to start fending for ourselves. Like I said, born and raised. The things that happen in this city, man, I can give you a whole documentary on it, but I try to sum it up in a few minutes that we have here. The first interview was about a call by the kids on the boardwalk who was violated from somebody from another ethnic background. They locked up all the black people who was involved in the situation, and the other people wasn't arrested. So this is a constant battle in this United States where we have to always prove that we belong. We have to always prove that we built this country and we have moral rights. Hey, Daniel, how are you? You see, it's a beautiful city, man. We got people that we grew up with, man. This is why I pick here to talk, man. Ocean background, something we grew up with, man. Half of us that learned how to swim up here. Some drowned and died here. Rest in peace to those people we lost throughout the years. People that came here that lost their life. Rest in peace to them. But this background, man, is the Inkwell. You uptown, where the predominantly black community lived here, grew up here. Now, when you come up here, you see the flagship, right? Next to the flagship, you see $1 million homes. We don't live in not one of them or own. Half of these $1 million homes is used for Airbnb. And you telling me we still got the highest poverty rate in the country? The highest homeless rate in the country? With all these millions and billions of dollars here coming through the casinos? Sad.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I was doing a little research on that, and apparently they're having a big problem, not only in Atlantic City, but the state of New Jersey and in America, that a lot of renters now are finding ways to evict their tenants so they can turn their apartment buildings into Airbnbs because it's more profitable. The problem with that is you create more poverty and homelessness with that. What do you think that they can do in Atlantic City to deter that or maybe even stop it?
Let me put you up on some game right quick.
Put me up on some game.
Atlantic City is the economic machine for the whole entire state of New Jersey because of the revenue of money that comes through the casinos. How is it that we have the highest poverty, the highest rate of homelessness in this particular town and city? Most people who never been to Atlantic City think this is a resort and that's not a black community or community period that live here. How can we fix it? I'm going to tell you how. By having sit-downs with the business owners that do business here, meaning the casino owners, with the black community, the people who they said when the first casino came here in the late 70s, right? That they was going to help uplift the community that they was built around. We have to fix that and do a community benefit agreement without the politicians being involved. The politicians are the reason why we suffering. Sad thing is they not talking to the people on the ground, boots on the ground, the grassrooted people who suffer the most. If you talk to them people, you can fix everything that need to be fixed overnight.
So what do you say to the people that say, well, you can't complain about the politicians because you guys voted them in? What do you say to those people?
Well, when you ever heard the saying, blindly following somebody or blindly following a thing that you didn't even do your research on? Well, it works like this. The Democratic line is just a line where you wrote Democrat. You find yourself voting for somebody you don't even realize that you voted for, that you didn't even want to vote for. So this is another reason why it's important for us to regain our independence and vote nonpartisan. So we can pick and choose if we're going to vote Democrat, Independent, Republican. You understand? We must have our independence because our vote is an endorsement who we vote for to put in office for us. Your vote is an endorsement. So we need to know that when we voting for somebody, that they have the right idea of what they're going to do for the community. And we should have them put in writing, if they win office, what they're going to do for their community. If they don't serve and do what they say they're going to do, then we vote their ass out of there.
Do you think that the community needs more education, not just on politics, but just on community affairs in a whole? So if they're educated about it, they'll be able to know what to ask for from the people that they elect in office.
I'm going to tell you what we need to do with our community. First, we need to do town hall meetings throughout the whole world, man. We need to learn how to be a community again. You know how when we grew up, you can go next door and ask Miss Sharon for a slice of bread, she'll give you half a loaf.
Yep.
You know there's no food in your house, you eat with the neighbors next door. If your mom was working hours that she wasn't home to cook for you, your friend's mother fed you, made sure you was all right, made sure you was in a house at a certain time until your mother got off. We need to learn and educate ourselves how to be a community together so we can start sticking together, coming together, and build economics together.
I agree with you on that. But
Because the miseducation of our people, man. Lauryn Hill couldn't have named a better album. The miseducation of our people is what hurts us economically, family-wise. You can find in our community now mothers with their brothers and their sisters that grew up in the same household. They'll start speaking over something simple. Then the kids don't grow up together. They not speaking. Next thing you know, your friend on this side is beefing with your blood cousin. You don't do nothing to intervene to stop it. So we got family members hanging with other people, killing our own family members. When we was coming up, our community didn't do that. I got a cousin over there. I have friends over there. I got a cousin over there. I got friends over there. If there was an issue, something in the air, they had an issue, we'd make a phone call. Yo, we need to meet so we can talk and discuss this situation.
do you think the community is actually aware of the severity of what's going on right now? Or do you think the community needs to be heavily educated on the situations and the actions that are going on in Atlantic City, New Jersey right now?
I think they don't know the severity of how every last one of us that wear this cover of black, this shade of black on our skin, is in danger. Our lives are on the line to be taken. Our livelihoods on the line to be taken in every aspect of life, of living and breathing. We have to figure out a way how to come together and just spread love amongst each other and become one. That will fix economics, that will fix community, that will lessen the death of our people and our children overnight. Just spread more love. It's easy to hate. Or no, let me not even use the word hate. It's easy to envy someone you don't know. Because I won't use the word hate, because in order to hate, you got to have love for the person that you hate. That means you know that person.
Exactly.
We start to envy people we don't know or learn to know or get close to in order to have an understanding of how to deal with each other. We got to work on becoming one. We got to stop thinking what affects them over there don't affect us over here. We got to stop thinking like that. This is not an Atlantic City thing. This is not a New Jersey thing. This is a international thing that we're suffering. I'm going to tell you what we can do right away to educate our people. Start educating our people about the Declaration of Human Rights. Start educating our people about the constitutional rights. Start educating our people about, last but least, their civil rights. That alone will help you stand up against the powers that be that are hired in your community with a badge and a gun that say they are here to serve and protect, to properly do their job when you know the law. Police officers are not trained to know the law. They are trained to enforce. They are slave catchers. By any means necessary, you catch the slave. By any means necessary, you bring them in dead or alive.
So you think we need, or you say what you're saying is that we need more awareness and more education about what's going on in our communities.
Absolutely. If we're educated and who we are as a people, if we can go 3 generations back in our own families, I'm the 3rd generation of free slaves in my family. My great-grandfather was on a plantation in North Carolina, George Mitchell. And then my grandfather, Albert Mitchell, which is his son. Then my mother and her generation. You see, my mother and them was the 2nd free slaves. And then us, we the 3rd. My children be the 4th. My children be the 5th. If people start to go back into their own history of where they come from and who their family is, that will help fix and learn to love each other overnight, knowing who you are and where you come from, knowing that your ancestors bled, died, and lost their life so that you can have a reality today to make change. This is so important.
So let our viewers and our people know a little bit of what your initiative is and just a few of the things, because I know you can't get in everything right now because it's too long. Just a few of the things that you're trying to accomplish in the immediate future for your community.
One of the things we started in 2018 is Black Men United Coalition. I was invited to a radio show that was hosted by Hank Henry Green.
Shout out to Hank Henry Green.
And he was interviewing Brother Steve Young. And Steve Young invited me to the radio station where he was being interviewed. I'm sitting back and I'm just listening. And a question came about, how could we change the dynamics of what's going on in our community today, as far as the violence, the senseless murders and killings, and just us losing our young men to the penal system, the prison system, and our children falling out of school, not graduating. All these things came about. And I was like, it's simple. Like I said in our first interview, we take 5 to 10 strong men from all the churches, 5 or 10 men from all the masjids, and we bridge the gap and learn how to fellowship with one another without being debatable about our religious belief. Put that to the side. Believe in what you believe in, but come together to do the work to fix the things in the community. It will happen overnight. And what happened from there, we invited everybody to come out from our community to come talk with us. And everybody had ideas on how to do things, and we started writing things down. And one by one, we just started meeting, going to council meetings, going to school board meetings, going to meetings throughout the state of New Jersey. There was a meeting in Bristol when a state trooper shot down a young man, 2018. And we all just came together and we went. I ain't had no clue what we was going for, but I went. A lot of brothers showed up. My brother Khalil Salam, brother Steve. It was a lot of us, man. And we walked into this meeting in this mega church in Bristol. And I noticed it was every law enforcement officer throughout the state of New Jersey in this room. We talking about state troopers on down. And there was a bunch of community members, and we happened to be there. And they wanted to know what it is we can do to work together as a community. And I found that ironic that they came to ask these questions. They was writing things down to want to fix the issues, but never intend to go forward with the action plan to make everything they wrote down from the community work. You get what I'm saying?
They had a plan, but they didn't have any follow-up action.
There you go.
I got you.
When things is hot, people are murdered, and the community's in outrage about it because there's a police-involved shooting, and they don't want riots and things like that. They come out to say, look, we need to fix this. We're willing to work with you and this and that. And then when things die down, everything that they receive from the community never goes into action to make change. And we knew that. So we stayed active as the Black Men United Coalition. And we became who we became because our women been doing the work for so long. They've been raising us, young men, some of us without fathers. Some of our fathers died. Some went to prison. Some strung out on drugs. Some are alcoholics. And it left the mother to raise the young men, the young women to the best of their ability, working 1 to 2 jobs, feeding, clothing us. So we said our women been on the front line for so long. It's time for us men to come together and start fixing things in our community. We're bringing the family back together. And this is one of the things that we had took to heart, start doing the work. Black Men United Coalition spread it out through the whole state of New Jersey, all the way to Africa now. Another initiative that we have. You see this shirt I have on? Amended 13th. The 13th Amendment state that we're 3/5 of a human being. And if we are charged and convicted of a felony, we become a slave to the end of our days. So when we realize that we are not even considered human beings in law, according to the Constitution of the United States, that is an issue. So we said, let's amend the 13th, and we went all the way up to the Senate to get it on the ballot to vote for it. On the back of the shirts, we have give us free. Give us free. Who don't want to be free? Everybody want to feel free and be free, correct?
As they say, home of the free and the land of the brave.
That's what they say, but it's not that. It's free for who? It ain't free for us.
So how are we going to go about educating our community and bringing awareness to people in our community?
Like I said, we had a 5-10 men that's been in the background doing the work. We have to continue to do what we're doing. We strive to have a platform for people to understand that we do have these initiatives for people to be educated in the things that they was uneducated in. And now that we have you, Cold Days, you are a major impact for this community. Because the information, one thing about information, Malcolm X said it best, rest in peace to our great giant of a hero. He said, if you want to hide something from our people, put it in between the pages of a book, because we don't read. So being though we have every platform for those who can't read, you can listen on audios, you can look on YouTube, you can find videos with people like myself are talking and striving to give the information, and you could tune into that to educate yourself. So the information is here. We just got to continuously do the work, get with the people that you trust to lead you, who has your best interests at hand. There are a lot of good people in this city of Atlantic City and throughout the whole state of New Jersey and throughout this country that you can trust to lead you in the right direction. Get with those who mean well, and be careful those with the dazzling tongue, those with the suits that make you believe in their agenda to use your vote, to use your people, to use your community, and never give back. You got to be careful of them people, not to support them. And stay with the grassroots people, because the grassroots people are going to get you far in the long run. We're going to rise.
So tell us some of the things that are coming up for the youth, because I know you have a lot of things that are positive that's going to get the youth trained and other people, so we can start rebuilding Atlantic City like the community it was. Just tell some of the people so they know they So they know they have another option. They don't have to go to the streets or crime or anything like that. Just a little bit.
One of the things that was taken away from us was the vocational school. So majority of our youth don't know how to work with their hands. So we have a brother named Born. He had Born Builders, where he teaching construction, how to build your house from the foundation up. He has plumbing, electrician, AFACs, all those things in order for you to always have a career,
Not
working
a job,
with your
a
hands.
career.
You understand, we know a job only means just over broke, not a job, a career in something that you own. You work for yourself in this trade. You learn your trade, you get with the brothers who you grew up with, and y'all start your own construction business. Y'all empower one another. We have these things. We also have a brother that's going to teach auto mechanics. He has a truck where he can do everything that a mechanic shop do on his truck. He'll be pulling up to these people soon in the communities. My brother KD from Trenton. We have yourself in media to teach the youth, film, media, all these things go hand in hand. But what we gotta stop allowing, and I'm gonna say this as clear as I can, we gotta stop allowing people who have ran for office to separate our community. That is the one thing that's hurting us here right now today, is we're separated. We got to stop the separation and come together in order to become great.
That's deep. Well, we're going to have Brother Malik on. Now we just want to get you familiarized with him, and he's going to come on as often as we get him. He's a very busy man, but he's going to give you guys a little bit of knowledge and show you all the positivity. This was just a little bit of the history. So you're going to get a little history and a little positivity, and hopefully we can help you and you can learn something. That's the whole point of this platform, of giving a voice to people that normally don't have a voice, because everyone deserves a voice. It's your right as an American citizen. Okay? I want to thank Brother Malik for being on here. Any last words to the people, Brother Malik?
Absolutely. I want to say, I always say that I am a voice for the voiceless. But I want to let my entire community know, in Atlantic City, I don't speak for you, I speak with you. I support you. I'm here for you. I want to help uplift all of us. I'm not the guy that say I, me, and mine. I'm the guy that say we, our, and us. We got to become one. I love y'all. Peace.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.